Marketing should feel as easy and enjoyable as working with clients, but I know for a fact that most people don't feel that way at all. You can sit with your clients, feel in flow, answering their questions, like knocking their socks off in those sessions and in those conversations. But the second you sit down to write your content, to do a talking head reel or create a marketing plan for that next offer, all of that goes out the window. And suddenly you're feeling like, I don't know what to say. How am I supposed to say it? What if I say it wrong? What do they need to hear to buy from me? All of these filters get put on top of your natural voice. And in this episode, we're going to talk about how to remove them, what your actual voice is, and how that can be the precedent and not your marketing voice. Hey, I'm Rachel, and I help entrepreneurs, coaches, creators create a message that feels like them using human design so that when they are marketing, it feels natural, it feels like effortless, and as amazing as the work that they do. So many of my clients do really deep, nuanced work. And marketing that into a marketing message usually feels really uncomfortable and not natural. And that's why I use human design, because it shows us exactly how you want to communicate. So let's dive into the conversation today, because I see this like with literally every single client that I work with. It's you're in a session on fire, like your work works, right? You get amazing results with people, but we have done so much work on ourselves. We've done so many programs and coaches and all of these people telling you how you're supposed to market and how marketing is supposed to work. And it's a layer that gets put on top of the way that we naturally speak. I know I used to get stuck in, okay, I'm going to sit down. What do I need to write on this sales page in order to get someone to buy? And right off the bat, that puts you in a convincing energy. How can I convince someone to buy this program? And we feel that now more than ever. We know that we can feel this incongruence with somebody when it's trying to force them into a decision instead of being like, I know that my program is freaking phenomenal. I know that you're going to get results. I know exactly who it's for. I know the intention I have for this container. And it's inevitable that those people are going to join. It is a very different energy that you're going to show up in and write from than, okay, how do I get someone to buy? How do I convince them? What do I need to say? What is the testimonials, the guarantees, all these things that the marketing world tells us that we need. And they're giving that advice from a good place, I like to say. They're trying to help you sell your thing, but what it does, especially for entrepreneurs that are a little bit further along, like you're not a newbie, you're not someone that is struggling to get clients, you have clients. You're trying to scale into something bigger. And the problem becomes you've learned so many different ways of talking about your work, whether it's story, pain points, transformation, I help, like all these different ways of doing it that you don't even know how you communicate. How do you want to show up? And when those people are giving you those advice, tell stories or talk about the transformation or the vision, it's because that is what worked for them. It is how they found success, how they scaled their message. They found their way of talking about their work that worked, and people resonated and people got it. They showed up as themselves, and then they try and teach that way. And there's nothing inherently wrong with this until we take it kind of as gospel and thinking that that is the only way. And I think you know that that's not necessarily true, but we get caught up in our head. And this is where our undefined centers can really play a role in our marketing and how we're showing up. And that if you have an undefined ajna, you think that other people have the answer, that you're going to overthink your own messaging. Am I saying enough? Am I saying it? Or maybe there's a better way to say it. Or if you have an undefined will, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I need to prove that this is worth it. I need to put in all the different things. This happens a lot with my clients, is they will try to put all of the problems in it and try and solve all the things for their clients. And what that ends up doing is diluting your message completely into something very vague, and no one really knows what we're talking about here. Living your best life. Like, what does that even mean? Who are you even talking to? It's because you're trying to solve all the problems for all the people instead of honing in on your unfair advantage, the thing that you are incredible at, and going all in on that. You're trying to market from a place of unworthiness and trying to prove yourself, or undefined solar plexus, and not wanting to upset people with your message. And so it becomes kind of soft and plain and boring because you don't want to provoke people. You don't want to make someone upset by what you have to say. When our marketing comes more from those limiting thoughts, limiting conditions, we're not actually using the voice that God gave us, that the universe that we were born with, and the thing that we are here to share. I am a firm believer that your message comes from the definition in your chart. Even if you're a reflector, there's definition there. There is a piece of you that wants to show up. And when we understand what that is, how we want to show up, is it in story? Is it in provoking? Is it in bold content? Then we understand when we know what our natural expression is, how we show up. And you know what this is because you do it with clients. You are in the zone when you're with your clients. It's translating it to marketing that becomes the sticking point. That's what we're talking about. You know what your voice is. Now we need to drop that conditioning around how you show up in your marketing. You get to do it the way that you want. You get to do it the whatever way feels right for you in talking about what you do. So I want to give a couple examples around different niches and different types of coaches, because I think that's really helpful to understand what we're talking about here. So if you're a life coaches, I love you guys, but you're really trying to solve all the problems. I see this so often with life coaches. It's trying to solve all the things, the relationship, their money, all the things. So it becomes very vague. It becomes something like, I help women step into their most confident, aligned self. Cool. That tells me nothing. It sounds boring. It sounds like everyone else. It has no personality in it. When you are in your defined voice, there's personality. There is confidence in it. There's so many things, but so let's flip this. Let's give this a little bit more personality in someone's definition. Okay, so most of my clients don't actually have a confidence problem. They just keep abandoning themselves the second something feels uncomfortable. Do you see how that right there, we start to get into a nuance of the conversation, something so much more valuable than just confidence and aligned self. That's what I'm talking about. You don't have to dumb down your message just because someone said to speak at a 5th grade level. You don't. And honestly, trying to get your message to be dumbed down like that is going to frustrate you. It's going to take away all of the gold and the juice within your voice and what you came here to share. That is marketing advice from, I don't know, a long ass time ago. And it's not for you. So just don't even go there. Okay. All right. Let's talk about a holistic coach, because I also talk with a lot of holistic healers in nutrition, things like that. So that could look like, I help you heal your gut and feel your best naturally. Seems simple. That feels like the 5th grade level. There's nothing wrong with it. It just feels kind of broad and it's safe. It feels safe. It's not going to make anyone upset. It's not going to rock any boats. It's just there. Again, it's kind of boring. Let's add some more personality and some more definition and a unique genius to this. You're not reacting to everything you eat. Your body just hasn't felt safe long enough to function properly. You see, there's, again, more nuance to the conversation. Don't be afraid of the nuance. Okay. My work is incredibly nuanced. I'm working with people that their transformations are not tangible. It is very intangible, how you feel, an internal shift that changes everything. It's not a simple step-by-step, here's what you get framework. It is nuanced. Okay. Personality. Don't be afraid of talking about those nuances. All right. The third example is a business coach. Creating consistent income and scale your business. Wah, wah. So boring. Honestly, if you look at your message and you hear other people talking about the same things, talking about it the same way, if your message always starts out with the same exact thing, like, I made this amount of money this week, or it just starts the same. It all sounds the same. Your marketing from conditioning, I almost can guarantee it. Almost guarantee it. And you're not actually giving yourself permission to talk about what you want to talk about. And it's going to cost sales. It's going to cost you alignment with your business. It's going to cost you joy in your business. It's going to cost you so many things, because I don't think we can get away with doing things out of alignment anymore, especially in the spiritual community coaching world. Our work is and has to be in alignment with who we are and how we're showing up. This is why I am so passionate about the work that I do, because I don't want you marketing just from any old marketing message. It really does need to be you. I want it to be you, and you will be far more successful in the online coaching world when your message is you. Like, you just get to show up and be yourself. Okay, if we make that business coach's example, sorry, I went off on a tangent, with more personality, is if your audience keeps saying, I'll think about it, you're not saying anything that requires a decision. Like, that's bold, a little bit more like, ooh, that scratches me a little bit, like, is that the reason? It activates something in you. Our messaging is meant to activate people. It's meant, not just anyone either. It is meant to activate the people that are in alignment for us. If you're watching a coach and they're popping off and they're doing really amazing and you're like, I don't get it. Why do people like that? Is because they are activating the people meant for them. And you haven't activated the people meant for you yet, or as many as you could. That's what we're talking about. Okay. So kind of circling back, like close the loop here. We're showing up trying to market ourselves the way that we think we have to, we should, or this is the way it sells. And that is putting a filter every time you sit down to write, every time you sit down to do a reel, you are putting a blanket over what you are actually wanting to say. Think about it this way. When you create a post that you were just kind of went off and did it, it was super easy. You really didn't think about it. You just did it. That post versus a post that you spend a couple of hours perfecting and writing and creating the slides and which one is apt to do better? I know which one it would be for me. It'd be the one that I just kind of randomly threw out there and didn't think too hard about it. And watching people blow up on Instagram, I feel like just confirms this even more. They aren't going into it going, what is the marketing message? They're going into it, what am I here to say? How do I want to show up? How do I want to present this information? And then going with it and trusting it. There is always a time and place for marketing message. And depending on, I don't know, no, the people I'm talking to, honestly, you don't want the marketing message. You don't. You want to show up and share your work. And that's why using your human design is the fastest way to do it, because it's the blueprint. It's the thing that goes, oh, I'm supposed to be talking about mastery and enthusiasm. Oh, I'm supposed to be talking about story. I'm supposed to be talking about ideas outside of the box. It's going to tell you exactly what to talk about in your work. This is what I do with my clients. Okay. We get rid of that conditioning and we understand how you want to show up. What is the energy and alignment that you are showing up with? And I'm really excited because I have a mastermind that is opening that will walk you through this process of deconditioning what you think you need to be doing in your marketing to what you truly, truly want to show up with, talk about, be in your marketing, and actually going out and doing it. I'm going to put the links below, but this whole understanding of the marketing message that has been placed upon us, what we think we have to do and show up as, is the biggest block to you scaling your business, to you showing up as yourself and making the mark on the world that you know you're capable of. I'm going to leave it at that. All right, friends, we'll see you next week.